I've been watching today a lot of people and my friends who are really scared right now, and I wanted to share part of our story for where we've been to hopefully give some hope and to let you know that I know where you are. I know what it feels like, and it does get better. I am one of probably the most unique people in that I have lost everything I've owned twice in a lifetime. The first time I was 9 years old, and that was a family mess that there's no need to get into. And the second time was 18 years ago, a month before September 11th. We had started our home business a year before, and it ran in my husband operated it in our home when on a Saturday night, our home and our business burned, and we didn't know what we were going to do, where we were going to go. We actually borrowed clothes to go to Mass the next morning, and when we knelt in that church, we had no home, we had no business, we had no income, we had none of our belongings, and all we had was God. And I wasn't even sure about that at times. We were sustained through that. Friends helped us. Our children were ages 5 and 7, and our insurance put us up in a 2-bedroom apartment that we then moved the business into the larger bedroom. And our kids didn't call it our bedroom, they called it Daddy's office. And a month after we moved there, and we were in the middle of rebuilding, demolition, working through getting our home and business back in order, September 11th happened. And I still remember the day that happened. We were also a homeschool family, so then it was just a double mess. And our world crumbled that day. And I remember that day I wanted to take my kids home, but we didn't have a home to go to. All we had was an apartment. And I didn't want them to watch TV because it would scare them. And we muddled through it. We had some work in my husband's business after the fire, but when September 11th happened, the business stopped immediately, and I think it was 3 months before we got any additional business in. We focused on rebuilding the house, rebuilding the business. We went through our savings and that emergency fund. I worked any kind of job I could get. Eventually, my husband took a part-time job as well. And I'm sharing that because if you're a business owner right now and all of a sudden you have lost your income, you don't know where you're going to go, or if you're working and all of a sudden where you work has shut down, it's scary. I feel you. I wish I could tell you how it's going to work out, and I can't. All I can tell you is to get up and do the next thing and don't give up. I'm so thankful now for this experience because I've used it ever since to try to encourage other people when they've lost everything and they have to rebuild. We don't know what this world is going to be like when this is over. I don't know what your business is going to be like. We don't know. Many of us don't know what we will be doing. And what I could say, some things that helped us, first of all, is try to give, if you have children, give them a sense of normalcy. Let them have some fun and don't let them see all of the harsh realities. One thing that we did at the time was we made up vocabulary lists. And if they didn't know what something was, it was a vocabulary word, and we learned what it was. And that kind of reduced the fear element without explaining everything that was going on. Our faith carried us a lot. Our friends carried us a lot. And one thing that also helped was to seek beauty. There are beautiful things around us. There's culture. There are different things that can happen. And if you are reminded of the beauty in this world, that can help you get through anything. During World War II, Pope St. John Paul the Great was studying to be a priest, and he had to do it in secret, but he worked in an underground in Poland to preserve the Polish culture, because he said if we keep the culture, if we keep the faith, we will preserve humanity. And that's one of the things that we need to do now. Find some way to preserve humanity, with the arts, with nature, with beauty, with music. Share something creative to remind yourself of your humanity. And when this is over, you may have to do something different. I might have to do something different. We feel very blessed this time that we're going to be okay. But it's just, I know, my friends would really laugh at this because they say Mary can talk through anything. And this time, it's hard to give words to what some of you are probably feeling on what will tomorrow bring. If you can reach out and help somebody else, do it. If you are safe and secure and economically sound, now's the time to donate to that nonprofit. Give money to your church. They're going to need it now more than ever. We don't give money to our church to pay for entertainment at a Sunday service. We give to God. And that tithe, that gift, is going to be needed now more than ever. Help your friends, help your family. And one of the things that I have done this time is I'm thinking it can take 2 weeks before you exhibit symptoms after you get infected. And my challenge to myself has been, if I have 2 more weeks on this planet, what do I want to spend them doing? What's most important? And if we can get back to that, who we are, what we want to do, we'll be okay. Just, again, my mantra for coronavirus is use your head, keep the faith, and carry on. We'll do the next thing, and we'll get through this. Just don't give up hope.